Alex had always been an ordinary guy living in an ordinary town. His life was simple. He went to work, came back home, and spent evenings with his best friend Rex, a big golden retriever with an unusually sharp mind and a heart bigger than most humans. Some people joked that Rex seemed smarter than Alex sometimes, but Alex knew the truth. Rex had a way of seeing the world that humans could never fully understand. One crisp evening, as the sun dipped behind the rows of suburban houses, Alex stepped out to take Rex for a walk. The sky was a mix of orange and purple, and the air smelled of autumn leaves. Rex bounded ahead, sniffing every bush and tree, his tail wagging in excitement. Everything seemed normal, until Rex returned home, with something strange clinging to him. Alex froze mid-step. There, tangled in Rex's fur, was a small, glowing figure. She looked about the size of a 10-year-old human child, but she was not human. Her skin shimmered faintly like moonlight, and her eyes were large and round, glowing with soft colors that shifted as she blinked. Tiny hands clutched Rex's fur, and a quiet hum emanated from her lips. "Rex?" "What the?" Alex whispered, his heart pounding. He knelt slowly, unsure if he was seeing a trick or losing his mind. Rex trotted closer, stopping a few feet away, tail wagging. He sat, looked at Alex with calm, almost proud eyes, as if saying, "Don't worry. She's okay. I got her." Alex swallowed hard. Is that an alien?" His voice cracked, disbelief clear in his tone. The little girl tilted her head and let out a high, melodic sound. It wasn't speech, but it was strangely musical, almost like a greeting. Rex barked softly in response, then nudged the girl with his nose as if to say, "See? She's friendly." Alex's mind raced. Okay, I can handle this," he muttered to himself, though he was anything but calm. He slowly extended a hand toward the girl, who flinched slightly but did not move away. Rex moved between them, body low and protective. The alien looked around nervously, her glow flickering as if mirroring her emotions. She touched Rex's fur, again, and he wagged his tail harder, sitting back on his haunches in a proud, almost human gesture. Alex noticed something remarkable. Rex understood her. Every small movement, every little sound she made, Rex seemed to translate instinctively. He barked once and the girl tilted her head, then smiled. Or at least Alex thought it was a smile. Alex's practical side kicked in. I need to get her inside." He glanced around the quiet street. No neighbors in sight. Good. The last thing he wanted was an alien sighting reported before he even figured out what was happening. He gently scooped the girl from Rex's fur. She felt light, almost weightless, but solid. Her skin was warm, not cold like Alex expected. She made a soft humming sound, clutching his arm gently. Rex followed closely, sniffing her and nudging her to make sure she was comfortable. "All right, Rex," Alex said softly. "You brought home a new friend." He gave his dog a nervous laugh. Rex barked as if agreeing proudly. Inside the house, Alex set the girl down carefully on the living room floor. She sat cross-legged, watching everything with wide, curious eyes. The glow from her skin illuminated the room slightly, creating a strange but peaceful light. Rex sat beside her, his head resting on her lap. She reached out and stroked his fur with a delicate, tiny hand. Alex watched, amazed. "You two really like each other, huh?" he said. Rex wagged his tail, nudging the girl gently. She giggled, a sound like chimes in a soft wind, and pressed her forehead to Rex's. It was in that moment Alex realized something profound. His dog had chosen her. Not because she was cute or small, but because there was something in her energy, something pure and kind, that Rex recognized immediately. And Rex never made mistakes about people or beings that mattered. Alex sank onto the couch, trying to calm his racing mind. Okay. First, let's figure out who you are. And second, how the heck do I explain this to anyone?" The girl looked at him, tilting her head curiously. She made a series of musical hums, each note clear and deliberate. Alex tried mimicking the sounds, and surprisingly, Rex barked happily, wagging his tail as if encouraging the communication. "All right, fine," Alex said. "We'll figure it out together." He smiled nervously. "I guess this is our first day as a weird little family?" Rex barked in agreement, bouncing slightly. The girl laughed again, a soft tinkle that filled the room with warmth. Alex felt a strange sense of peace amid the chaos of the situation. Somehow, this little alien and his dog were already teaching him something. Connections can happen in the most unexpected ways. Over the next hour, Alex watched the girl explore his home. She poked at the furniture carefully, fascinated by the textures and shapes. When she touched the lamp, it flickered, responding to her presence. Alex jumped back, startled. Okay, easy there," he said. Rex barked softly, nudging her again as if to say, "Don't worry, he's learning." It became clear that this little girl was curious and intelligent. She studied Alex's bookshelf, flipping through books with tiny hands. She seemed to understand the pictures instantly and hummed happily when she recognized something familiar, though Alex had no idea what familiar meant to her. Alex noticed Rex never left her side. He followed her as she moved, sometimes laying down to let her crawl over him or press against his side. When she made a sound of discomfort, Rex immediately nudged her or licked her gently, showing a kind of affection Alex had never seen directed at anyone besides himself. Alex's mind spun with possibilities. Where did she come from? Why was she here? And most importantly, could she survive on Earth? Night fell, and Alex realized the seriousness of the situation. He needed to feed her, give her a place to sleep, and keep her hidden until he figured things out. Rex seemed to understand, nudging her toward the couch and curling around her protectively. Alex sat down beside them. "We'll get through this," he whispered. "I don't know how, but we will." The girl hummed in response, placing her hand over his. The warmth from her touch spread through him, calming his fears. Rex let out a low, satisfied growl, as if approving the plan. Alex laughed softly. "You always know what to do, don't you, boy?" Rex wagged his tail, resting his head on Alex's lap. Later, as Alex prepared a small meal of leftover chicken and milk for the girl, he noticed her glowing softly in the dim light. She ate carefully, using her hands, and every bite seemed to delight her. Rex sat nearby, silently observing, occasionally nudging her plate to help her. Alex realized something profound. Rex wasn't just a pet anymore. He was a guardian, a translator, and maybe the key to helping this little alien survive on Earth. Finally, Alex found a small blanket and made a cozy nest on the couch. The girl settled into it, curling up like a child. Rex lay beside her, body warm and protective. Alex watched them for a long moment, thinking about how strange and miraculous life could be. He had no idea what the future held, government agents, scientists, or even hostile aliens. But he knew one thing: this little girl and his dog's unwavering loyalty had already changed his life forever. As Alex turned off the lights and sat quietly on the edge of the couch, he whispered to the night, "Welcome home, I guess." Rex's tail thumped softly against the floor. The alien girl hummed a gentle tune, and for the first time, Alex felt that maybe ordinary life was never meant to be ordinary at all. Outside, the stars twinkled faintly, as if signaling that this was only the beginning of a far greater adventure, one that would test courage, loyalty, and the incredible power of the human heart, guided by a dog who knew exactly what mattered. The morning sun streamed through the living room windows, lighting up the unusual scene. Alex, still in his pajamas, sat cross-legged on the floor, watching his dog Rex and the small alien girl, Lyra, interact. The tiny creature had settled comfortably near Rex, her glowing skin casting a soft light that shimmered with the warmth of the early sun. Rex lay beside her, tail wagging slowly, and every so often, he would nuzzle her tiny hand or give a low, reassuring woof. Alex rubbed his eyes, still trying to believe what had happened the night before. "Okay, this is real, she's real, and you two are Best friends, he muttered. Rex barked softly as if agreeing. He realized he needed a plan. First, he had to figure out how to communicate with her. She clearly understood Rex, somehow, but Alex had no idea what she could understand from him. "All right, Lyra," he said cautiously, holding out his hand. "Can you understand me?" Lyra tilted her head, glowing slightly brighter, and hummed a series of musical notes. Rex barked once, wagging his tail, and the girl responded with a soft giggle. Alex sighed. "Great. Dog language. Guess I'll need to learn it too." He spent the next few minutes mimicking the hums, trying to match her tone. Surprisingly, Lyra responded each time, adjusting her pitch as if encouraging him. Rex barked happily every time Alex got close to the right note, nudging Lyra as if to say, "Good job." The first breakthrough came when Alex noticed patterns in her gestures. She pointed at objects and then looked at him expectantly. When she touched the water bowl, he understood she was thirsty. When she touched his coffee cup, he realized she was curious about what humans drank. Alex spent the day experimenting, showing her pictures from books, pointing at household objects, and repeating simple words. Lyra absorbed it all quickly, recognizing patterns and mimicking gestures with surprising accuracy. Every now and then, she would hum a note that Alex didn't understand at first, and Rex would bark in response, translating somehow with his body language and expressions. By midday, Alex had established a simple system of communication: gestures, basic words, and musical notes. It was clumsy, but it worked. Lyra understood him more than he expected, and he could sense that she was learning human ways quickly. Over lunch, Alex watched Lyra curiously examine his sandwich. She pointed at it, then at him, and hummed a questioning tone. Alex chuckled. "You want to try it? Okay, careful, it's just peanut butter." He handed her a small piece. She tasted it, then made a happy trill, pressing a tiny hand to her chest in gratitude. Rex wagged his tail like a proud teacher. Watching them, Alex realized something extraordinary. Rex was not just helping her understand humans, he was teaching her. He showed patience, nudged her toward things she needed, and even corrected small mistakes with gentle guidance. It was as if Rex knew exactly what Lyra needed to survive on this planet. By the afternoon, the three of them had formed a rhythm. Alex taught Lyra basic household routines: how to drink from a cup, how to open doors, how to use simple tools. Rex supervised, always alert and protective. Lyra responded eagerly, glowing brighter when she accomplished something new. As they moved around the house, Alex noticed subtle, unusual things. Lyra's glow changed with emotion, bright and warm when she was happy, dim and cool when she was confused or frustrated. She also seemed to have minor telekinetic abilities. A pencil rolled toward the edge of the table, and she raised a tiny hand. It stopped midair and floated back to the center. Alex's jaw dropped. "Wow. Okay. You're not just cute, you're amazing," he said. Rex barked once, looking up at her as if to agree. Even more astonishing, Lyra seemed to understand emotions intuitively. When Alex grew frustrated while trying to explain words, she hummed soothing notes, and Rex nudged him gently, as if telling him to calm down. It was strange, magical, and undeniably comforting. Alex realized that humans had a unique connection with animals, and that bond had now extended to an alien being. By evening, Alex began to see the depth of Rex's affection. The dog's protective instincts were stronger than ever. If Lyra moved too close to the edge of the couch or reached for something potentially dangerous, Rex would position himself between her and the risk, growling softly. Lyra learned quickly, but it was clear she trusted Rex completely, more than anyone else. Alex began reflecting on this bond. Humans had always relied on animals for companionship and protection, but this was something more. Rex and Lyra had formed a connection that transcended species. It was instinct, emotion, and loyalty all at once. That night, Alex decided to sleep in the living room. He wanted to stay close in case Lyra woke up or needed help. Rex curled around Lyra protectively, his head resting on her tiny shoulder. "Lyra, hummed softly a lullaby-like tune, and Alex felt a profound sense of peace. However, the calm was deceptive. Outside, a faint glimmer of light caught his attention, a strange pattern in the sky, almost like a signal. Alex frowned, a cold shiver running down his spine. He had a sense deep in his gut that Lyra's presence might not be safe. Over the next few days, Alex and Lyra continued to bond. She learned to mimic simple human words, and Alex taught her basic signs for everyday things. She explored the backyard, fascinated by the birds, trees, and the sun's warmth. Rex ran beside her, occasionally picking up sticks and dropping them in her path for play. One afternoon, while Alex was working on the computer, Rex suddenly stood alert, ears pointed forward. Lyra froze, glowing faintly in alarm. Alex looked up. "What is it, Rex?" Rex barked once, low and urgent. Then he ran to the window, growling softly. Alex followed, and his eyes widened. Across the street, a small drone-like machine hovered, scanning the neighborhood. It was sleek, metallic, and clearly not of human origin. Lyra's glow shifted dramatically, bright and rapid. She pointed at the drone, then at Alex, humming in a sharp, warning tone. Alex understood immediately. She recognized danger. He grabbed a blanket and quickly covered Lyra, while Rex barked and growled, his body tense and protective. The drone scanned the house, then zipped away, leaving Alex's heart racing. "Rex, you think they're after her?" Alex whispered. Rex barked once, looking from the window to Lyra, then back at Alex. The answer was clear, yes. That night, Alex realized that Lyra was not just lost. She was being pursued by someone or something. His mind raced with questions. Who were these aliens? Why was she on Earth? And what could he, a single human, possibly do to protect her? Despite the danger, Alex also recognized something incredible. Lyra's abilities, her intelligence, and the bond she shared with Rex made them a unique team. Humans had a strength that even the most advanced beings often underestimated: creativity, loyalty, and emotional intuition. And with Rex's guidance, they were stronger than Alex had ever imagined. Over the next few days, Alex, Rex, and Lyra established a careful routine. Alex would teach, Lyra would learn, and Rex would always stand watch. They developed small rituals, feeding together, exploring the yard, and even practicing basic problem-solving games. Alex realized that the simplest human-animal bond could now bridge species and planets. One evening, after a long day of learning and play, Alex sat beside Lyra and Rex. He smiled, exhausted but happy. You two, you're amazing. I don't think I've ever seen loyalty like this. Rex, you're incredible. And you." He looked at Lyra, glowing softly in the dim light. "You're going to teach me a lot about life." Rex barked softly in agreement, resting his head on Lyra's lap. Lyra hummed a gentle tune, pressing her hand to Alex's, conveying a sense of trust and gratitude that words could never express. Alex leaned back, watching them. He realized something profound. This wasn't just about an alien lost on Earth. It was about connection, understanding, and the power of loyalty. And in that moment, he knew that no matter what dangers lay ahead, they would face them together, as a team. Outside, the stars twinkled faintly. Unseen, distant observers might have been watching. But inside, the bond between human, dog, and alien had already begun to grow. It was a bond that would soon be tested in ways Alex could never imagine. The days passed quietly at first, but Alex could not shake the feeling that something was wrong. Ever since the drone had appeared outside his house, he felt a tension in the air that even Rex seemed to sense. The dog was more alert than usual, constantly circling Lyra, sniffing the windows and growling at shadows that Alex couldn't see. Alex had begun keeping a careful eye on the neighborhood. He noticed unusual patterns, neighbors behaving oddly, small lights flickering in the distance at night, and a faint humming sound that sometimes accompanied Lyra's glow. Each time it happened, Rex would stiffen, and Lyra would become rigid, staring toward the ceiling as if she could sense the invisible presence. One afternoon, Alex decided to investigate. He needed to understand what kind of danger Lyra was in, and if humans could even hope to protect her. He grabbed his laptop and started researching unusual aerial sightings in the area. What he found shocked him. Reports of strange drones and unexplained lights were appearing all over the region. Witnesses described small, glowing figures, strange signals, and occasional interference with electronics. Alex's heart raced as he connected the dots. These reports were not random. They were signs that someone or something was actively searching for Lyra. That evening, as he sat in the living room with Rex and Lyra, he tried to explain the situation to her. "Listen, Lyra," he said gently. "There are people, or aliens, looking for you. They're not friendly. We have to be careful." Lyra tilted her head and hummed in response, her glow dimming slightly. She placed her tiny hand on Rex's fur, and he nuzzled her in reassurance. Alex realized that while Lyra could sense danger, she relied on Rex to interpret it and guide her. The bond between the dog and the alien was not just affectionate, it was protective, instinctive, and tactical. Alex spent the next few days preparing. He moved valuable items to safer places, reinforced doors and windows, and created simple alarms using strings and cans in case someone tried to enter. He also set up cameras outside, hoping to catch a glimpse of anyone, or anything, that might be searching for Lyra. Meanwhile, Lyra continued learning. She had picked up several English words and gestures, though she still preferred humming. She learned to hide small objects, mimic human actions, and even understood basic human emotions by observing Alex and Rex. Alex realized that her intelligence was far beyond a normal child's, and combined with her alien abilities, she was extremely capable. One night, while Alex was reviewing footage from his cameras, his heart skipped a beat. A shadow moved quickly across the yard, a sleek black figure that did not resemble any human. Its movements were too fast, too precise, almost like a predator stalking prey. Rex growled low in his throat, his body tense, while Lyra's glow flared brightly. "They're here," Alex whispered, gripping Rex's fur. "They're hunting her." Over the next few hours, the three of them devised a plan. Alex realized that Lyra's survival depended not only on hiding, but also on using their strengths strategically. Rex's instincts, Lyra's alien abilities, and Alex's human creativity were their weapons. Alex decided to conduct a small test. He placed a reflective surface in the yard and instructed Lyra to levitate a small rock onto it. She did so effortlessly, causing the reflection to shimmer and distort. Alex realized they could use Lyra's abilities to create distractions or even signals that could confuse the enemies. Rex barked in approval, running around the yard as if testing the boundaries of their new plan. The next morning, Alex noticed more signs of intrusion. Footprints that didn't match any local animals appeared near the fence. Small devices, almost like scanners, were hidden in the bushes. It was clear that their pursuers were advanced, intelligent, and relentless. Alex knew he had to teach Lyra how to hide effectively. He guided her to use the furniture, walls, and shadows, while Rex demonstrated protective behaviors, blocking paths, staying close, and alerting them to danger. It was impressive how quickly she learned. By the afternoon, Lyra could follow simple, hiding commands, and Alex marveled at the efficiency of their teamwork. However, danger came unexpectedly. One evening, while Alex was cooking dinner, a sudden loud hum filled the room. Lyra's glow intensified and Rex growled, hackles raised. The front door rattled as a strong force pushed against it. Someone, or something, was trying to enter. Alex froze. "Rex, Lyra, stay calm." He grabbed a baseball bat, his heart pounding. The door shuddered again. Then in a flash of silver light, a small figure appeared at the doorway. Alex's eyes widened. It was a scout from the alien faction hunting Lyra. The scout was humanoid but sleek, with dark armor that reflected light strangely. Its eyes were sharp and glowing red. Alex's first instinct was to protect Lyra, and he stepped in front of her. Rex barked fiercely, charging at the intruder with astonishing speed. The scout dodged easily but seemed cautious of the dog. Lyra reacted instinctively. She raised her tiny hands and a faint pulse of light emanated from her body. The scout froze, clearly affected by the energy. Alex realized that Lyra's powers were stronger than he had understood, and that Rex's protection gave her the confidence to use them. The scout backed away and retreated, vanishing in a blink. The front door slammed shut. Alex sank to the floor, breathing heavily while Lyra curled next to Rex, both of them glowing softly in the aftermath. That was close, Alex whispered, his voice trembling. Too close. He looked at Rex, who wagged his tail in relief, and at Lyra, who hummed a quiet song, almost apologetic but proud. The next day, Alex knew they had to prepare more seriously. He began gathering supplies, food, water, and tools that could be used for defense. He even rigged makeshift traps around the house. Rex seemed to understand every plan instinctively, guarding the key positions and observing the perimeter. Lyra helped in her own way, using her abilities to move small objects and create diversions during practice drills. Alex also realized they needed to understand their enemy. He tried to piece together the scouts' technology from the footage he had captured. The devices were sophisticated, far beyond anything humans had built, but he noticed patterns, predictable patrols, timing of scans, and weaknesses in their methods. With Lyra's help, Alex devised a simple strategy. Use deception and speed to evade capture. Lyra would create minor distractions with her energy pulses, Rex would block or redirect threats, and Alex would handle the planning and execution. They practiced repeatedly, moving through the house and yard as if it were a battlefield. One evening, after a long day of training, Alex sat down with Lyra and Rex. "You know," he said softly, "you two are amazing together. I don't think I've ever seen a bond like this. Rex, you understand her in a way no human could. And Lyra, you trust him completely." Rex barked softly, resting his head on Lyra's lap. She hummed a gentle tune, pressing her small hand to Alex's, conveying gratitude and trust. Alex realized something profound. This wasn't just survival. It was teamwork, loyalty, and courage all at once. The following morning brought a new challenge. A larger vessel hovered near the outskirts of town, scanning the neighborhood with bright lights. Alex watched through binoculars as figures moved inside, clearly the alien faction. He felt a cold shiver run down his spine, but he didn't panic. Instead, he turned to Rex and Lyra. "We need to be ready," he said. "They're more organized than we thought, but we have something they don't. Heart, creativity, and instinct. That's what makes us humans and dogs special. And you, Lyra, you're part of it too." Rex barked once as if agreeing, and Lyra glowed brighter, humming in response. Alex smiled, feeling a surge of determination. No matter how advanced their enemies were, they had something stronger. The bond between species and the courage to protect one another. As night fell, Alex, Rex, and Lyra prepared for what they knew was coming. They were ready to face danger, together, and Alex finally felt the full weight of their teamwork. Humans were resourceful, dogs were loyal, and even an alien child could become part of a force stronger than any machine or weapon. The night was unusually still, the kind of silence that made every rustle of leaves and every distant hum feel louder than it really was. Alex lay awake on the couch, glancing from Rex to Lyra. The little alien girl slept curled against Rex's warm body. Her soft glow dimmed to a gentle shimmer. For a moment, Alex allowed himself a sigh of relief, thinking they had survived another day. But deep in the shadows beyond his yard, movement stirred. A fleet of small, sleek ships descended, quietly, their surfaces reflecting the moonlight. The aliens had returned, and they were not coming alone this time. Alex knew immediately that the calm was over. He nudged Rex, whispering, "Stay close, boy. It's time." Rex opened his eyes, ears pricked, and stood, ready. Lyra stirred, slightly, sensing the tension, and hummed a low, nervous note. Alex knelt beside her. "We can do this, together, just like we practiced." She nodded, or at least he thought she did, and hugged Rex tighter. Outside, the first scout slipped into the yard, moving with predatory precision. Alex took a deep breath. The alien was fast, stronger than a human. But Rex moved first. The dog leapt, teeth bared, a warning bark echoing through the night. The scout paused, taken aback by the dog's bravery, and Alex realized something. Humans, and their animals, were underestimated for a reason. Lyra's glow brightened as she raised her tiny hands. A pulse of light shot forward, temporarily disorienting the scout. Alex was amazed at how instinctively she acted, almost as if she and Rex shared a language beyond words. The scout stumbled, blinking against the radiant energy, and Rex charged, again nipping at its legs with fierce determination. "Good boy, Rex," Alex whispered, grabbing a baseball bat. He swung at another scout that had crept near the window. The alien fell back with a hiss, clearly surprised by the unexpected attack from a human. The night erupted into chaos. Alex, Rex, and Lyra worked seamlessly. Lyra created dazzling flashes of light to confuse the scouts. Rex intercepted and distracted them with strategic movements. Alex improvised at every moment, using furniture, doors, and makeshift traps to delay and confuse the intruders. One scout lunged toward Lyra, but Rex intercepted immediately, growling with all his strength. Lyra's glow flared again, and a pulse of energy pushed the scout backward. Alex ran forward, swinging his bat at another approaching figure. The human's instincts, quick thinking, adaptability, and courage, combined with Rex's loyalty and Lyra's alien powers, created a force no scout had expected. Alex realized they were not just surviving, they were winning in small moments. Every scout that faltered, every step that was blocked was proof that human determination was stronger than technology alone. The scouts regrouped, their leader appearing last. Taller, armored, and radiating authority, the leader scanned the house, clearly calculating the next move. Alex felt a chill. This one was smarter, more experienced, and more dangerous than any scout they had faced. "Rex," Alex whispered, "we need a plan. You and Lyra stay close, I'll handle this one." Rex barked sharply as if acknowledging the command, while Lyra's glow pulsed nervously but brightly, ready to act. Alex stepped into the open, raising his arms to appear, larger while Rex growled at his side. The leader alien tilted its head, seemingly surprised by Alex's bravery. Humans were unpredictable after all. The leader lunged fast and precise, but Alex dodged using pure reflexes. He swung a metal rod, hitting the alien's leg. The alien recoiled, surprised, not by the strength, but by the courage and quick, thinking of someone so small compared to it. Meanwhile, Lyra and Rex coordinated silently. Lyra's energy pulses struck the other scouts, blinding them momentarily, while Rex lunged at their legs, biting and distracting them. Alex felt a rush of pride. This was what humans could do. Take what they had: brains, courage, instincts, and use it to protect what mattered. The leader alien advanced again, faster this time. Alex ducked, rolled, and kicked a small lamp toward the alien, causing sparks to fly. The alien stumbled, and Lyra seized the opportunity. She unleashed a concentrated pulse of light, strong enough to knock the leader backward. Alex, seeing the opening, grabbed a nearby metal pipe and struck the alien's side. The leader roared but retreated, realizing that brute force alone could not overcome the humans and their companions. The remaining scouts scrambled. Rex barked ferociously, chasing them back toward the edge of the yard. Lyra's glow radiated like a beacon, not of weakness, but of strength. Even Alex felt the power of their teamwork. Humans, dogs, and aliens working together could outsmart and outfight enemies far stronger than themselves. After what felt like hours but was only minutes, the yard fell silent. The scouts had retreated, but the threat was far from over. Alex collapsed onto the grass, exhausted but exhilarated. Rex sat beside Lyra, nuzzling her, tail wagging despite the chaos. Lyra hummed softly, pressing a tiny hand to Alex's chest. You were incredible," Alex said, breathless. "Rex, Lyra, we did it." Rex barked once proudly, while Lyra's glow dimmed to a calm shimmer. They had survived, but Alex knew they could not rely on luck forever. The alien faction would return, likely stronger and better prepared. The following days were a blur of preparation and planning. Alex reinforced doors, blocked windows, and created hidden escape routes. Rex patrolled constantly, his senses sharper than ever. Lyra practiced her energy pulses, learning to control them with more precision. Alex even began training physically, running alongside Rex and practicing quick reflexes. One afternoon, Alex realized something remarkable. The bond between them had grown stronger through conflict. Rex anticipated Lyra's needs before she even acted. Lyra seemed to understand Alex's intentions almost instinctively, and Alex in turn had learned to trust their instincts, their reactions, and their courage. It was more than teamwork. It was family, built not by blood, but by loyalty, bravery, and trust. Then a breakthrough came. While reviewing the footage from his cameras, Alex noticed something the scouts had overlooked. Their technology, as advanced as it was, relied heavily on predictable patterns. They scanned areas at intervals, used similar patrol paths, and reacted in ways that could be anticipated. With careful observation, Alex realized he could exploit these patterns to protect Lyra and even plan countermeasures. The next night, another scout appeared, moving stealthily across the yard. Alex, Rex, and Lyra were ready, using a combination of Lyra's light pulses, Rex's rapid movements, and clever human strategy. They trapped the scout in a small corner. Alex approached carefully, using words and gestures he had practiced to communicate with Lyra. Together they guided the scout to retreat safely, but not before Alex noticed the fear in its eyes. Even the alien faction, highly trained and technologically advanced, feared the human spirit and the bond between species. By morning, Alex felt a surge of confidence. "We're not just surviving anymore," he said. "We're learning, adapting, and we're ready for anything they throw at us." Rex barked once, circling Lyra protectively. Lyra hummed a soft, happy note, brushing her tiny hand across Rex's fur. Alex smiled, realizing that the greatest weapon they had was their unity. Humans had creativity, dogs had loyalty and instincts, and Lyra had intelligence and alien abilities. Together they formed a force that no enemy could easily defeat. As the sun rose, casting golden light across the yard, Alex knew one thing. The battle was not over, but they were no longer just victims. They were defenders. And with Rex and Lyra by his side, Alex felt a courage he had never known before. Somewhere beyond the stars, the alien faction would reconsider their plans. They would realize that underestimated humans, and their loyal companions, were far more formidable than anyone imagined. The first rays of sunlight spilled across the quiet suburban street, painting the houses in gold. Alex sat on the porch steps, exhausted but alert. The past few days had tested him like never before, but he felt something he had never expected: pride, not just in himself but in Rex, and in the small alien girl Lyra, who had changed his life forever. Rex rested beside him, ears perked and eyes scanning the horizon, always ready. Lyra sat nearby, her tiny fingers tracing patterns in the dirt, glowing softly with a contented light. She hummed a quiet melody, a tune that seemed to reflect the calm before an unknown storm. Alex knew deep down that the storm was coming, but he was ready. And then, without warning, it arrived. From the sky, a sleek fleet descended, larger and brighter than any ship Alex had ever seen. They landed gracefully in the fields beyond, the neighborhood, their hulls glowing with a pale, warm light. The aliens stepped out, not hostile, but peaceful and regal. They were tall, slender, with shimmering skin that reflected the sunlight, and eyes full of intelligence and curiosity. Lyra's glow intensified, bright and joyful. She ran toward them, leaving Rex and Alex behind for a brief moment, and the aliens welcomed her with open arms. One of them knelt, speaking in a musical language that Lyra responded to immediately. Alex could feel the connection between them. These were her people, and they had come to take her home. Alex felt a pang in his chest. He had grown attached to Lyra, and the thought of letting her go was hard. But he knew this was right. She belonged with her own kind, but not without leaving a lasting impact on Earth and on him. Rex whined softly, sensing Alex's unease. The dog nudged Alex's hand, reminding him that their bond was unbroken, even if Lyra left. Lyra turned briefly, glowing warmly, and pressed her tiny hand against Rex's fur, then against Alex's chest. In that small gesture, Alex felt all the words she could not say: gratitude, friendship, trust, and love. The aliens spoke among themselves, their tones melodic yet firm. Alex understood a few of the words, not through their language, but through the feeling of their meaning. They recognized the humans and Rex as extraordinary, beings who had shown courage, loyalty, and intelligence beyond expectations. One of the aliens stepped forward, addressing Alex directly. Its voice was soft but powerful, translating through subtle gestures and energy pulses. You have protected Lyra with courage and wisdom. Your species is remarkable. You and the creature who guards her have saved her life and proved the strength of your hearts. Alex blinked. You're saying Rex and I made a difference? The alien nodded. Beyond what we anticipated. You exemplify the qualities we value in our own people: bravery, loyalty, and the bond between species. You are worthy of trust and respect. Alex felt a surge of pride. He looked down at Rex, who barked softly, tail wagging proudly. Lyra giggled, glowing brighter than ever, pressing her small hand to both Alex and Rex. In that moment, it felt as if the world had expanded beyond Earth, beyond humans, and included something far greater: connection across species and stars. The aliens gave Lyra a small device, a delicate pendant that glowed softly. They explained in gentle tones that Alex could feel rather than hear, that this pendant would allow her to communicate with him and Rex across distances, a bridge between worlds. Alex held the tiny object carefully, awestruck. I don't know what to say," Alex whispered. Lyra hummed a soft note, nudging his hand as if saying, "You don't need words." Rex barked softly, as if agreeing. Alex laughed. "Yeah, no words, I get it." The aliens smiled, their luminescent forms radiating calm authority. They beckoned Lyra forward, and she hesitated only briefly before running to them. Alex watched, heart heavy but full, as she stepped onto the platform of their ship. Rex stayed beside Alex, tail wagging, but his eyes followed Lyra the whole time. Before the ship lifted off, Lyra turned again. She floated slightly above the platform, glowing brighter than ever, and hummed, a melody that Alex could feel in his chest. She pressed the pendant against her chest, sending a pulse of energy toward him and Rex. The warmth was overwhelming, a promise that the bond they had formed was unbreakable. The ship rose into the sky, sunlight reflecting off its metallic surface. Alex and Rex watched until it disappeared among the clouds, leaving behind only a faint glow. Silence fell over the neighborhood, but Alex felt that silence differently now. It was not empty, but full of hope and connection. Rex nudged Alex, and he laughed softly. "Yeah, boy, she's gone, but she's part of us forever. And we're part of her story, too." Rex barked once, tail wagging as if agreeing. The following days brought a sense of normalcy, but not the old normal. Alex felt different, stronger, braver, and more aware of the hidden strengths humans could possess. He noticed small ways in which he had changed: his confidence, his quick thinking, and the way he approached problems with patience and courage. He also noticed that Rex had changed. The dog still carried the same warmth and loyalty, but now there was a pride in his eyes. He had faced beings far stronger and more intelligent than humans, yet he had protected someone vulnerable, and succeeded. Alex reflected on everything that had happened: the arrival of Lyra, the bonding with Rex, the threats they had faced, and the battles they had fought. He realized that humans were often underestimated, even by the most advanced civilizations. But in moments of loyalty, creativity, and courage, they could achieve the impossible. Weeks passed, and life returned. to a quieter rhythm, yet Alex never forgot the lessons he had learned. He took longer walks with Rex, sometimes looking up at the stars, imagining Lyra somewhere out there, growing and learning. The pendant glowed softly whenever he touched it, a reminder of the bond they shared. One evening, as Alex sat on the porch with Rex by his side, the pendant pulsed brightly. Lyra's melody hummed through it, faint but unmistakable. Alex smiled. "She's thinking of us," he said softly. Rex barked happily, tail wagging. Alex realized something profound. The adventure had changed him. It had shown him the power of loyalty, courage, and friendship across boundaries, species, planets, even worlds. Humans had something unique, the ability to connect, to protect, and to inspire. And with Rex by his side, he felt that nothing was impossible. Time passed and Alex continued his life, but the memory of Lyra remained vivid. He told no one about the details. How could anyone understand? But he didn't mind. He had Rex. He had the pendant, and he had the knowledge that humanity's hidden strengths were real and extraordinary. Then, one quiet night, Alex noticed a faint glow in the distance. He grabbed Rex and together they walked toward it. Lyra's melody hummed again, stronger this time. The pendant vibrated warmly in his hand. She had returned, not in person, but in spirit, and he knew that their bond would endure, across time and space. Alex looked at Rex, who barked softly in agreement. "We're ready for whatever comes next, boy," he whispered. Rex wagged his tail, glowing faintly in the starlight. Together they stared at the horizon, hearts full, knowing that humans, dogs, and aliens could achieve wonders when trust and loyalty guided them.